Welcome to Ag Commander. My name is Roger Weiss. I'm the CEO and founder of this business, and I appreciate the opportunity to tell you about our business and show you some of the features of our software. This is a 10-minute video, and it's in the form of a slideshow. So I would recommend you be prepared to hit the pause button and stop to read this information on the screen, because there's a lot packed into this 10 minutes. So let's get started. Ag Commander, the business, is an Australian company with a 35-year history. I was the founder, started in 1988, the program first released in 89, and it was exactly the kind of software that is suitable to your farm members. Broadacre farmers in Australia was our target market initially. To see our entire history, please check out that website listed on the screen. So who owns the company? Well, I do, and another person here in Australia. We both have a farming background. I was an active farmer for 13 years. And Ravatech Incorporated, which is a US-based company. The founders are based in US, South Africa, and Argentina. And as a matter of interest, the guy in the USA is currently the executive director of the national sorghum producers in America. The guy in South Africa is grew up on a farm and currently lives on a farm, is active in the ag tech industry for the last 10 or so years. And the guy in Argentina actually is an current active arable farmer in Argentina, and has been involved in ag tech, specifically precision farming in North and South America for 20 years. So here's the New Zealand pricing and features matrix. You might want to hit the pause button to check out the details here. We're offering a special offer to ProductionWise users, 37% discount off your year 2 subscription. You can see the details there on the screen. And we now offer you a free data migration service. Send us some files from ProductionWise and we will migrate them to Ag Commander, and you will get all your cropping records throughout history. Note that our base subscription service has features like inventory of consumables, inventory of harvested produce, a very comprehensive budgeting system, lots of stuff packed into the base module, and there's add-ons of livestock, individual animals, etc. So the modules that come in the program, quite comprehensive, but you can turn those on or off, depending on your needs. So you can have the program running quite in simple mode or quite comprehensive mode, just to suit the way you operate. Note the mobile app has also the modules listed there on the screen, and it runs on both Apple and Android devices, runs both online and offline. So let's look at the jobs available in cropping. You can see them listed there on both desktop and mobile, and livestock, desktop and mobile. Jobs can have notes attached to them. Jobs can have images, photographs taken on the mobile, for example. And in cropping, you can have weather details attached to any job. And that weather could be automatically inserted into the records if you have an on-farm weather station. The cropping module, obviously, there's not enough time to show you the entire system. So here's some screenshots, but specifically to show you how one paddock can be split up into 5 different cropped areas in one season without any trouble in Ag Commander. Those crops could either be in parallel or series. Ag Commander is famous for its reports. People moving from other software are amazed how powerful the reporting system is. So there's no shortage of reports in Ag Commander. The livestock module, equally as powerful as the cropping, includes functionality like the complete wool system. You can see some of the screenshots there. Most of the data goes into the livestock system via the mobile, and actually the same applies to the cropping system. The mapping module is, again, quite a powerful system. In fact, we have a standalone version of this mapping module called GP Mapper, which sells in its own right. So it has the power of a standalone mapping system built right in here to Ag Commander. Any number of layers can be added. The file types of the most common mapping file types can be imported and exported, as you can see. Here are some map reports. The program does map reports from both livestock and cropping modules. We have a new system called the NutriSense module, and this is part of our integration work that we're doing with the Rabotek systems. This technology based in, comes out of Spain, 22 years of agronomic experience is packed into this system. So if you have weather stations and soil moisture probes, this is the sort of information that you can get in Ag Commander. We'll also have a standalone system called NWatch, the NutriSense NWatch system, and I'm showing this because I thought this would be of particular interest to you in New Zealand, where you have issues with nitrate leaching into your aquifers. This program will monitor the parts per million of N and K leaching past the root zone over a period of time. So you can see that graph there is just a short period of time, but we've got 542 parts per million of N leached. Options for consultants. So we have two options. One is the Ag Commander Enterprise Group Manager system, which consultancies can have and run, and they can have unlimited number of their clients in their system, and the clients can have access to enter their data if they wish, or not as required. Option two, Ag Commander by default has a free access option for agronomists and consultants, so farmers can just simply give their consultants access to their system. So to manage that, we have a system of roles and permissions. So both staff and consultants, agronomists, can be set up in the program and be assigned certain roles, view financials or not, enter data into our control mapping, edit mapping or not. There's also certain roles and options for the data that goes to the mobile devices as well. So now, support and help. We offer online chat system, which is that bright green icon there, telephone obviously, email, a support ticketing system which is built into our knowledge base, and of course videos on board inside the program. You'll see icons dotted around the program which will take you either to video or knowledge base. We found over the years dealing with clients in New Zealand for many years that our time difference is actually an advantage. We're still at work up until 9 p.m. New Zealand time. So quite often people ring us in the evening and we'll still be at the office. Feature requests. Feature request system is actually built right into the program. Users can enter suggestions or feature requests. Others can vote on those. See this yellow strip here is the number of votes, and features with the most votes, or those easiest to implement, will get done first. So some other questions that were asked of us about on-farm practices, auditing, etc. Yes, our clients tell us, their auditors say to them, I wish all farms I visited used Ag Commander. And that was the case also with our PAM program back in the Windows and DOS era. Data ownership. Yes, you own your own data. We're not us. We don't and won't sell your data or share it. That is our stated policy. Can you export your data? Yes, indeed. You can dump all your data into Excel spreadsheets, similar to ProductionWise, or you can use an API that we specially developed for the CSIRO here in Australia, which dumps out in a JSON file format. Are we having ongoing development? We certainly do. Never stops. We've got 3 full-time developers on staff, and we use 4 outsourced developers from around the world. Here are some of the things that we've got coming in the pipeline at the moment. So you can stop and check those out. Finally, thank you for watching. Don't forget, you can sign up and have your data migrated to Ag Commander. You can contact us for an online demo, start a 14-day trial, and there's some resources at the bottom here if you want to look at the Ag Commander program in more detail. Thanks very much for your attention.
Hello, my name is Simon Foley from AgWorld. I want to talk to you today about our independent farm management platform. There's a number of sections I'll cover, the first of which is an introduction to AgWorld. I'll tell you a bit about our business and address a number of questions that we've been asked. We'll talk about functionality and price across our grower and agronomist subscriptions and address some of our mapping capabilities. Firstly, what is AgWorld? AgWorld as a product has been built on a strong foundation of connectivity, understanding that our solution must work in field, it must be offline, accessible through web, tablet and phone, and growers and service providers using one system. Those users then leverage a globally standardized reference and database, meaning the better reporting, better analysis and insights, and better benchmarking. Collaboration is fundamental to the AgWorld difference, meaning that growers, their workforce, and service providers are all using one system. Product integrations are the final component, meaning that we understand that systems integration is essential in all businesses. Main components of AgWorld are connecting a crop production plan and budget, meaning that what are all those things that we expect to address in the crop production season, making them geospatially aware, and then enabling that to be taken into the season through agronomic and work execution in the field for better reporting and ultimately better insights into subsequent planning cycles. And all of those pieces can be accessible anywhere, which AgWorld has spent over the last decade developing and refining. The workflow connecting those core components is ultimately about capturing a record of what was done on farm, which is what we call an actual in AgWorld. That actual can be a function of recommendations and plans that are authored by agronomists, and ultimately collecting these things in a source of truth that everyone can see and have transparency of for maximum collaboration. AgWorld's been built from the ground up, meaning that we understand that the foundational component of collecting data with accuracy is where things start. Organising that information enables further analysis, ultimate prediction, and as we're now starting to see into the future, the use of tools like artificial intelligence and machine learning will be what we can leverage because we've built a strong foundation. A bit about our business. AgWorld was founded in Perth in Western Australia as an independent farm management platform and currently operates in Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, the United States and Canada. In August of 2021, AgWorld was acquired by Semios. Semios is a Vancouver-based business that was founded in 2010 and built up a significant business leveraging an understanding of real-time crop data and pest management tools for growers in permanent tree crops. Leveraging a very large network of sensors means they can more accurately understand the environment, including pest and disease management in permanent tree crops. The principle that AgWorld operates is that the author of the data owns the data. Data can be downloaded and exported at any time. More details of this can be found in our terms of use document or talk to our support team if you've got any questions. AgWorld is a collaborative platform. That means that growers and agronomists can work together on the same platform. Access can be granted or requested and granted between agronomists and growers, where AgWorld can assist managing connections where required. We can understand that customers see this as a risk. However, a sale or merge would only occur because it adds sustainable long-term value to all stakeholders, including customers. Yes, there are a range of units and methods for describing inputs and outputs. Let's talk a bit about our subscription tiers. Grower pricing is typically, or most growers are typically using the Plus subscription, which is up to 3 users, connecting both an agronomic and financial picture on the farm business. This means growers have access to production planning, imagery, and add-ons. Growers that only wish to access a more basic view of just their agronomic position are using the basic subscription, which is typically available for up to 1 user, and or leveraging further essential features of the Grower Pro tier for more custom reporting insights and access to integrations such as John Deere's operations. Enterprise subscriptions are typically for larger scale corporate or farm family businesses which are looking for multi-site analysis, more bespoke reporting requirements and or access to APIs. Agronomists have a choice of 3 subscription tiers, most commonly using the Plus tier, which enables crop production planning for unlimited farm businesses. Also the use of crop templates and activity templates. Agronomists not wishing to be doing production planning can access the mobile tier, and those agronomists that are wishing to leverage the precision ag integration with PCC Ag Cloud, where our soil sampling workflow can access the agronomist professional or agronomist pro team. Yes, there has been a documented offer explained or communicated by Regrow in their comms to current ProductionWise users. If any users have further questions on that, they can contact the AgWorld support team. AgWorld was developed for and is used in over 200 different crop types around the world, including AgWorld systems. So we have a great understanding of how AgWorld systems operate, particularly as well as the New Zealand. Yes, AgWorld support is provided complimentary in every paid subscription. Our support team are based across Australia, and we're currently considering an investment in a New Zealand-based resource. Support's available by phone, email, in-app, and online via our help centre. AgWorld continually invests in product development and maintenance, and we operate a full-stack web and mobile development team based across Australia, New Zealand, and North America. We're regularly releasing web and mobile updates, including fixes and new features. Our web releases can be up to 8 times per day, and mobile releases are regularly available via the App Store. More information on our app releases can be found in the Apple Store. AgWorld manages a development roadmap that takes into account feedback from customers in all geographies, including New Zealand. Throughout the time that we've been developing our AgWorld, we know that it adds value to our customers. It's highly rated and been tested by thousands of users around the globe. We're very proud of our App Store rating. AgWorld can import SHP or shapefile and KML geospatial file formats. If you have different formats, please talk to our support team to discuss how we can transform them into the required import format. The AgWorld Maps page currently supports features added as pins. However, additional non-boundary aspects are not supported at present. Additional features can be added as annotations to map layers within the context of activities. Yes, AgWorld uses the Amazon Web Services cloud infrastructure. AgWorld has traditionally developed in the iOS, iPad, and iPhone space, but we're also in development for an Android app for growers only. Yes, AgWorld mobile apps work completely offline. The user can collect data when offline, then sync the data from a mobile device when an adequate signal range. Yes, crop seasons separate and define multiple crops. Yes, specific situations about paddock splitting and merging can be discussed with our support team. AgWorld currently has an integration with Model as a livestock solution. Yes, we can record irrigation applications, and they can be entered as irrigation activities. Yes, these are the sort of scenarios where we're contacting our support team to discuss specific requirements. Yes, AgWorld can include all operations within the growing season. And our chemical inventory capability currently is available through an integration with Farmbrite's inventory management system called Shed. Yes, we can add these components to the maps page. Thanks very much for enabling me to share this information with you today. Further details can be accessed through our support team on the numbers below, or contact myself directly if you wish. Thanks very much.
Field Margin is an easy-to-use farm management platform designed to help farmers keep track of everything on their farm, including a digital farm map, crops, fieldwork, logging issues, input recording, and livestock. We have apps for iOS, Android, and desktop browser, and our mobile apps were designed to work offline from the start so that you can log information even when you don't have internet connection, like scouting notes or completing field work, and then that will be synced up to the cloud where all of our data is stored securely as soon as you have internet connection again. We were founded by a British arable farmer and have always had a farmer-first approach. We focus on ease of use and flexibility, and the platform is constantly evolving and improving based on the needs of our farmers. We prioritize everything that we build based on thinking about how many farmers that piece of functionality is going to help. We recently joined the AGDATA group, and no change in our platform or service has occurred. Data is owned by the farmer, and you can download your data or request it to be deleted. We are loved by farmers around the world, and that includes lots of farmers in New Zealand. Our support team is all based in the UK, but we have lots of support information and documentation, and we're available on live chat to help you with any information that you need. When you use Field Margin, the only people who have access to your data are you or people you invite to your farm and the Field Margin support team. So here we go. Today I'll be demoing on our web app, but everything that I'm showing you also works on our mobile app and is accessible offline. So here we have digital farm map, which is at the center of everything that happens in Field Margin. So each of these colored blocks are field, and each field can have a crop for usage, and you can also add additional information. So here we've got things like where that crop is fitting in rotation. You can also add variety information there. And when you're setting up your field, we've got a few ways to do that. If you already have fields set up in another platform, you can import them. We support shapefiles and KML files out of the box, but if you've got fields in another format that you'd like us to help you with, please do get in touch. You can also manually draw your field boundaries, and we also have a tool called Auto Boundary, which uses satellite imagery to detect your boundaries for you. In addition to this, you can add in features on your farm. So this is how you would record any other mapping information that's important for you. So that might be infrastructure like your buildings, fences, irrigation, or gateways. It can also be used for mapping information that you need for compliance. So an example of how that can be done is for mapping critical sources for environmental compliance. So this blue area that you can see here is a runoff zone we've mapped in as a feature. You can also add subdivisions for your fields or paddocks. And you might want to do that in cases where you have a paddock that's been divided into separate blocks for grazing, as you can see here, or for fields where you are having multiple crops within the same paddock. The next thing I'm going to talk you through is field jobs. Field jobs are how you can keep track of all of the crop management activity happening on your farm across the season. So that includes planting, harvesting, fertilizing, spraying, and irrigation. And it's very quick and easy to set up a field job. And these have the type. You can add extra information like why you're doing a particular job, attach your fields, and then we automatically calculate the area for treatment. You can add inputs such as sprays, and we have an integration with the New Zealand pesticide database, so you can quickly select from that list. And based on the field area, your total required for the job is automatically calculated. You can tag the person who needs to do that job, set a due date, and then when you're ready to go and complete a job, all you or the operator needs to do is pull up that job on your mobile phone, and that will work even when you don't have internet connection, as long as you've downloaded it beforehand. Tap on the checkbox to mark the field as complete, and then you can record when the job was started, when it was finished, and weather information, so that you've got all of the information you need for your compliance record. We also have a tool called Pesticide Check, which is included in our Pro plan, and that provides some additional checks to help ensure that the spraying job that you're planning to do is compliant with the label restrictions for that product. It will return information for you like, is that product permitted for use on the crop that you're treating, and if the planned rate is within the permitted rate for that product. as well as the pesticide database and pre-populated fertilizers that we offer. You can set up any inputs or outputs for yields that you wish, and we've got a wide selection of units that you can use for those inputs and outputs. And one of the next features that we have in the pipeline is inventory management or stock management to keep track of what products you have in store. All of the work that you complete on your farm is automatically used in our reporting. So that starts at the field level report, where you have your to-dos and also your field history. So you can go through and see work that's been completed on that field. And then that also goes into reporting at the farm level. So this is where you can see things like your input summary, reports on spend on inputs, your yield reporting, all the way through to gross margin report. For any other information that you need to track on your farm, you can use notes, little bits of located information. So this is how you might record something like a broken fence. It could be information for a livestock treatment that you've done, or a way that it's often used is for scouting. So you might want to add a note of where you've seen some weeds when you're out scouting. And this is very easy to do on the mobile app because, of course, you've got your phone's GPS location, so you can just drop a pin where you are out in the field, even without connection, and then that will sync up as soon as you're back online. We also have a livestock management module, which is where you can keep track of where your animals are on the farm. So you can set up multiple herds, say how many animals are in there, map out where they are on the farm, and then within each herd, you can see a history of changes to that herd and where they've grazed over time. And similarly, on your fields, as you move your animals around the farm, that builds up a history so you can see which paddocks have been grazed, for how long, and what rest period it's had.
To log irrigation records in field margin, you would do this as a field job. So you would head to the Activity tab, add field job, and select irrigating from the list. You can then add the fields. So we'll just pick a couple of types here and add. You would then add water as an input. So you can type that in here, and I'm going to be more specific. So add, and then you can select the unit. So I'll select cubic meters, and I'm going to select other as the input type here. Select next. You can then enter in the application rate or the total and hit save. And then save the field job. To record soil moisture in field margin, you would use the data tab here and add a data monitoring site. You would give it a name and then add a point where you would like to take this. So we'll select this one here and then enter in here soil moisture and select the unit and then add metric and then create. You can then start adding readings. So I'll add in a few here just as an example. So it was 35% and that was on the 1st of February. And once you've started building up a history, you might then be interested in looking at any trends. So you can view a graph here and it will show you the fluctuations.
It's very quick and easy to get started using field margin. It's completely free to create an account and a farm on our free plan, which you can keep on using for as long as you wish. All you need to do is go to fieldmargin.com and click Get Started, or download the Field Margin app. Field Margin's pricing is designed to be affordable for farmers of all scales. Pricing is per farm, and each farm includes unlimited users, which can include agronomists. And we also offer agronomy plans for agronomists working with multiple farms. We have 3 plan levels: Essentials, which includes our basic farm mapping, tracking up to 5 input and yield recording, 2 livestock herds, and basic reporting. Our Plus plan, which is what we'd recommend for most farms wanting to use field margin as their main farm record keeping system. That's $49.99 per month and includes all of the Essentials features, unlimited inputs, full livestock management, full reporting, costings and gross management, and report, export and printing, as well as subfield. And then finally, we have our Pro plan, which also adds in regularly updated satellite imagery with NDVI analysis, map comparison, and pesticide checking. On top of this, we are offering a special discount to FAR members where you can get 6 months of Plus for free with the code FARFM. Thank you very much for listening. If you have any questions or need any help getting started, you can email us on support@fieldmargin.com, or you can use the chat on our website or in-app to start a conversation.
Hello, my name's Nick. I am the Omnia Services Manager here in the UK. Our software system is called Omnia. We are part of the Hutchinson's group, and Omnia allows you to input data from many different sources, and you can use it as your farm business management software. To answer the questions, number one being who owns your company, we are owned by Hutchinson's Limited here in the UK. Ownership of the data is of the user, so the grower owns the data. In the UK, we are to ISO 27001 standard that gives us very strict rules on what we can and what we can't do with your data. And you can download your data at any time. So if you do decide you want to put it into a different system, then you can. But in the same way, we can take data from any source. So if it already exists in other programs, we can bring it into Omnia. In terms of who has access to the data, you are in control of that. So the grower would set up different users and allocate what those users can and can't see. So in some cases we can have read-only versions, but the data belongs to you and what you do with it is up to you. In terms of what happens if the platform was to merge or if Omnia was to be sold, I don't really have an answer to that because at the moment it's very unlikely. We're in a very good position at the moment, constantly developing going forwards, but we'd be very transparent in what we plan to do if something like that did happen. In terms of adding units for inputs and outputs, you can change them in Omnia, so whether it be kilograms per hectare or seeds per square metre, or you're looking at fuel rate usage, then that can be changed to suit how you want it to be on the farm. At the moment it is a UK-based system. It is used in other parts of Europe, but at the moment it's not being used in New Zealand other than for trials with FAR so far. There are 3 different pricing tiers that we have. We have the first one, which is free of charge, which anybody can go to omniadigital.co.uk and you can set up an account. We then have a field manager level, which is £3 a hectare here in the UK, and then we have the business manager one, which is £6 per hectare. There is an agronomy module part of Omnia as well, so it's not just looking at nutrition and manure management, it's also looking at your spray and chemical usage as well. In terms of the product development, so was it developed for arable farms? That's where we started, but Omnia's been around for over 6 years now. We have many different crops, from grassland through to hops, apples, top fruit, soft fruit, you name it, we've got that in Omnia, including growers that have multiple veg crops in 1 year as well. Omnia is very easy to split out fields and crops to add those in. There is a help desk. As I mentioned earlier, we are only in the UK at the moment. Our help desk is run from about 8 in the morning till 6 in the evening, although there is somebody on call at weekends and later at night as well. We would have something similar set up in New Zealand. If it was something that was to be adopted, then we'll make sure that we set that up accordingly. We are constantly developing Omnia, so we've never stood still. We are constantly updating areas of the system as well, and as new rules are introduced by government, we ensure that we are up and to date with those rules as well. We have quite a good strong team in-house of developers, so if we do need to do anything, then we can do that quite seamlessly. In terms of prioritizing development requests, we have regular meetings with the development team, and we prioritize items with a scoring system of how important it is and the deadline in terms of when it's needed, and everything is judged on its merits. So priorities aren't given to any particular one, but there are a set of rules that we work to. So we make sure if things need to be developed, we will do that quite quickly. In terms of mapping within the system, the geospatial data can come from anywhere in pretty much any format. So whether it be longitude and latitudes from spreadsheets, whether it be shape files, ISO XMLs, Google lines, Google points, that sort of data. We can bring all of that into Omnia. You can also have multiple layers, and you can manually draw those yourself. You can copy and paste them from yield map data. You could use satellite image data, so particularly with grassland, you could look at what's happening with NDVI on the grassland, and you could turn those into reseeding maps or any sort of variable rate applications as well. All the data is stored on the cloud. This is quite important when it comes to the mobile app. There is an offline version, so if you're in an area with poor phone signal, it will store it on the phone. Then when you receive Wi-Fi or you get signal, it will do a dump into the cloud. So the app is on both Android and on Apple. You can download it now from the App Store, and if you wanted to log into it, you could set up your free access account and the same credentials will work on the app. You can enter data in the field, or you can add it in the office. It works both ways. You can geotag pictures. You can map around, walk around and map areas. You can log data and information as well. Moving on to the section about New Zealand arable systems. The platform can manage multiple crops in succession, particularly with things like cover crops going in and companion crops. But as I mentioned earlier, particularly with a lot of our growers who have veg crops, they might have 6 or 7 in a year. Omnia can quite happily manage that in both a timeline view and a map view. You can split and merge paddocks. It's really easy to do. It's as simple as just drawing a line on the map, and you can do as many splits in the field as you like, even down to the point where you can create 10 by 10 meter grids as a map layer, but you can just simply have it part A, part B of a much larger field, but it is quite straightforward, particularly if you're looking historical information as well. At the moment, it doesn't link to any livestock systems. We have looked at it in the past. We will probably look at it again in the near future, but at the moment, again, it's just importing grassland information. It does have a section all about livestock management, so you can put in, well, manure management, so you can put in how many head of cattle you've got. It works out the total end loading. You can then put in your storage as well, so then you can use your mucks or manures for nutrition applications. In terms of recording irrigation applications, we do have the ability to host as applied maps, so that data can sit in Omnia. You can import CSV data, so depending on what the irrigation map is showing. Here in the UK, we don't go into as much detail in irrigation as you do in New Zealand, but as I say, it's an area that we are looking to develop. In terms of recording soil moisture, we're linked to a system called DTN, so we have live and also forecast soil moisture data, and that does all sit in Omnia in both a spatial view and a table form. Regarding compliance reporting, we have a lot of rules here in the UK. I'm aware that some of them are very similar to New Zealand, particularly with things like crop management, including all the operations. We have a field diary module. An in-field diary, you can record from when you're going spraying, fert spinning, could be even ditching, hedge cutting, those sorts of things. So you can record literally anything and everything. With the chemical inventory details, we have a stocks module as part of the spray module. So that covers everything around what you may have done with GrowSafe in the past. You can also map or draw critical sources on the maps, particularly for environmental compliance. It's a big part of what we do here in the UK. You can put in no spray areas, no spread zones. You can map any sort of waterways or anything like that as well, but it's a fairly easy to use module within the Omnia system. But if you'd like to know more, please go to our website at omniadigital.co.uk, and if you do have any questions on there is a contact us box that will probably come through to me, and I can answer any questions you have. Thank you.
Farming is a unique, beautiful and fulfilling commitment. From maintaining our beautiful countryside to carefully planning for the future, if we offered a way to simplify your operation, leaving you with more time for the important things in life, would you take it? That's why we built Resolution, a farming software designed with purpose, built by farmers, for farmers. Thousands of users around the world already love Resolution, so let's get into it. In this video, we'll explain and demonstrate some key features of Resolution using a relatable arable farmer's account. We will also answer some key questions presented from the foundation of arable research. Let's get into it. This is the records timeline. All records are displayed in chronological order. Records are any set of information or data you wish to record related to your farm, from chemicals used, irrigation maps, to harvest information, etc. Records can be simple text, voice notes, and have images, videos, and documents attached. To filter this timeline and display specific records, we use tags. Tags are fully customizable to suit your farm and operation and act as your digital filing system. In this example, if we were to select a crop type, every record under this crop tag will now be displayed, from soil testing, planting, spraying, harvesting, to planning for this year and everything in between. An important tag is paddock history. If we select this tag here, all records relating to paddock history will be displayed. We can go a step further and select a specific paddock. Under this tag and paddock, we can see the full history of crops used in this paddock. Here, we are selecting our chemical tags. The first record shown here is our full chemical inventory. As we can see, we have pictures of every chemical stored on the farm, as well as an Excel file attached to the record, documenting these chemicals. Here, we can simply see some grass was sprayed on the 6th of March in these paddocks using these chemicals. Now, let's look at some fertilizer application records. If we select this paddock here, only records relating to this paddock with one of the 3 selected tags will be displayed. Here, we have a record detailing some herbicide applied over a couple of paddocks by a contractor. Attached are the photos of the products used, the invoice, and also a PDF attachment of the spray report, acting as a proof of placement. Here, we also have some line application. This is a great record to showcase Resolution's map layering and exporting capabilities. On the record, we can see text description, and if we select Show Layer, we can see the user drew on the interactive map some layers showcasing exactly where they want the product placed. This is an extremely precise and accurate way of showcasing the exact areas they want the line applied. We can export these map layers out of resolution to be put into the headset of a food truck, helicopter, aeroplane, etc. for a contractor to complete the job. Once the job is done, the map can be exported back out of the third-party application, such as Tabular, and attached to the record as proof of placement. Now, let's look at some health and safety tags. Here, we have the accidents and near miss tag. In this example, we have an injury relating to a cut from a grinder on the farm. These are important records to detail, as other farm users can learn from past incidents and help ensure the operation is safer moving forward. Here is a detailed emergency plan, recording all of the key details in case of an emergency, such as coordinates for a helicopter, essential contact details, and also map layers showcasing first aid and meeting locations. Under the farm hazard map, map layers showcase exactly where all the hazards are on the farm. This can be updated and amended constantly to add or remove hazards as you go. If you come across a new hazard on a farm, you can use Resolution's My Location tool as a map layer to drop a pin on your exact location of the hazard to then add this to the record. Next, we have maintenance records for this tractor here. Here, we have the full history of any records associated with this tractor, such as new filters, new parts, full services, etc. As we can see here, we have a record for one of the utes getting its WAF done, with the next WAF due later this year. I can set a reminder on this record and date it towards the end of September, reminding me to get a new WAF. If we were to skip forward to later in the year, the notification would appear like so. This can be done for all record types. Here, we have our meetings tag. We can attach voice recordings of the entire meeting so staff can listen back if they need information or in case they missed the meeting entirely.
Hey guys, I hope you've all had a good weekend.
Here, we have the standard operating procedure tag. We have a record on how to start a sprayer for the farm, and below this is a record to start the irrigation. Both records have video instructions like so, and also photos and written instructions. These examples are to highlight Resolution's detailed record keeping capabilities. You can also assign tasks to other users, communicate with other users, and record timesheets, plus many more amazing features. Now, let's answer some questions, and in the background will be more examples of records. A group of like-minded farmers that needed a solution for their own farms here in New Zealand. The data is completely owned by the person paying the subscription/the farmer, with full reports available to download. If you wish to leave the platform at any stage, that is completely okay. We will give a read-only version of the product, and you can also pull reports out of Resolution. Resolution won't give anyone else access to your data. You have full control over who you invite to view your data. As we are community-based and founded by a group of farmers, we all heavily rely on the platform for our own operations. Therefore, it is not in our best interest to sell or merge and lose access to the platform. Yes, you can. This is completely up to the user of the account. We don't modulate Resolution. Every farm has the same access to the ever-changing and innovating features. We charge a setup fee and annual subscription based on farm size. Yes, you can invite any advisor or agronomist onto your platform and account as a user. They can record data as they please at no extra cost. You can have as many users as you like. Resolution has been built with flexibility in mind, with the ability to adapt to your farm's needs. It is used across all industries in agriculture, and arable is one of many. The platform is only 5 years old and is continuously innovating to improve usability across industries. Yes, we pride ourselves on our support systems, with a fantastic support team across the country and a full library of video resource material with our main office here in New Zealand. We are and will be continuously developing and innovating the platform. We are frequently communicating with farmers for requests of features and general feedback to enhance the platform. They are then ranked to what is then built next. Yes, we can import maps as KML files. We are currently adding more, and also export as shapefiles or KMI files for proof of placement. Yes, Resolution has a fantastic map layering system and capability in the background. Here we have a detailed winter grazing plan to showcase some map layers drawn on top of the paddocks. Yes, we have iOS and Android apps with data stored in the cloud. When you leave your home in the morning, all of your data is with you in your pocket, regardless of if you have service or not. You can open and view records and maps and still use the location tool for tasks or other features. Yes, you can enter data such as written notes, records, voice notes, images, videos, documents, etc. all offline, and this will sync to all users when you are back in range. Yes, we can. It is a matter of creating the correct tags and recording appropriately. A user can draw map layers as well for visual representation. Yes, absolutely. We have thousands of users from sheep and beef and dairy farming operations. Again, this is all related to the correct tag customizations and recordings. Yes, it can, by setting up the correct tags. Yes, you can. Currently, I'm showing myself uploading a PDF of an irrigation map to a record. Map layers can also be drawn like so, showing irrigation lines. Yes, absolutely. Same as the previous example, you can attach appropriate documentations. Resolution has full reporting capabilities to address different compliance procedures, such as environmental impacts, agri-chemical handling and use, crop quality and safety, etc. Both yourself and auditors/other users can be invited onto the farm to view all of these records and generate reports. This includes both chemical inventory details, as shown earlier, and also any maps and map layers used. These can include critical sources, winter grazing plans, and anything else that is required for compliance. We hope this video has been informative. For more information, demonstrations, or anything else Resolution can help with, please visit our website and contact page. Resolution, we're on it.
Vantage New Zealand is owned by the Mackenzie family and CB Norwood, both of which have a long history of farming and serving farmers in the New Zealand ag industry. The customer remains all rights to the data that they input. Trimble can anonymise the data for other purposes, for example, system improvement. Only added contacts and or partners in the grower's Trimble Ag software organisation will have access to the account. User permissions can be changed to view only and are controlled by the account owner. Trimble has access to all accounts from a support and development perspective. We can't speculate about what might happen in the future. What we do know is that the more users are on a platform, the more commercially viable it is, which in turn means it's more likely to continue to exist. The specifics of what would happen if it got sold or merged would depend on the sale and purchase agreement. Units for inputs and outputs can be changed from metric to imperial, and both include a wide range of units of measure. Trimble Ag Software Data is a simple data transfer solution between the office and in-cab displays to track equipment use and job progress live, as well as automate the collection and sharing of as-applied records. Trimble Ag Software Operations includes all you need to efficiently run a growing operation. This includes work orders or job creation, any execution features on the web or mobile, planning crop rotations across multiple seasons, weather history and forecasts, creating and managing crop zones, which is different crops in the same paddock, and creating and managing variable rate prescriptions, and much more. Trimble Ag Software Business is a complete solution to manage the financial, agronomic and operational aspects of any growing operation. This includes all features and operations, as well as crop scouting functionality, inventory management for all inputs, materials and commodities, gross margin insights and reporting, crop health or MDVI imagery, and much more. Yes, there is advisor or agronomist functionality in Trimble Ag Software. This is called Advisor Prime. Pricing is dependent on the functionality that is needed and the number of users in the agronomy organisation. Pricing starts from $5,170 per year per organisation. We're not directly offering a discount to only people that switch from ProductionWise. We already discount the software for New Zealand users significantly, as we believe Trimble Ag Software is a really valuable tool in today's integrated farming systems. We do, however, currently offer Trimble Ag Software Operations free with Trimble hardware purchases over $10,000, or the same value discounted of Trimble Ag Software Business. Trimble Ag Software was developed predominantly for arable farmers, and its history has included the merger of multiple software platforms that were focused on this sector over time to now be a sophisticated agronomic and farm connectivity platform. Yes, Vantage New Zealand runs a support phone and email for Trimble Ag Software customers within New Zealand business hours, Monday to Friday, free of charge. Trimble also has a Trimble Ag Software support email channel available 24/7. Trimble is continually developing the platform based on user and reseller feedback. They have a web page with all release notes on it so users can stay up to date with all the changes as they become available. Scan the QR code to check the latest ones. Vantage New Zealand and Trimble both have channels to centralise feature requests. These requests then get scoped as to how wide an audience the feature would help or affect and the perceived value of that feature request. The benefit of the feature request then feeds into the prioritisation of the development. As a geospatial integrated agricultural record-keeping platform, Trimble Ag Software can import a wide range of geospatial maps and information. Trimble Ag Software accepts spatial data from most machines and software platforms. If Trimble Ag Software cannot directly take the geospatial data in, Vantage can help with file conversion and import. Yes, you can draw a wide range of layers, including farm maps, crop zones, features, areas, points, variable rate, application maps, and much more. Trimble Ag Software is fully cloud-based. It's available both on the web and a mobile app. The mobile app is where the majority of users interact with the platform. It's also available on both iOS and Android operating system. Trimble Ag Software has the ability for users to enter data when offline, then sync this when they're back in connectivity. This is done on the app. Users enter data as normal on the app, save the info, then when they're back in reception, they can either manually or automatically sync the data. Due to its geospatial platform, Trimble Ag Software can easily manage successive crops within one paddock within 1 year. It works on start and stop dates of a crop, as well as crop zones which define the sub-paddock area of a crop when multiple crops are planted in the one paddock in the one season. This is one of Trimble Ag Software's key features for accurate crop history management. With the crop zone feature previously explained, it's very easy to split and merge paddocks. Every year, a new crop zone is formed within a paddock zone, allowing you to change what happens within a paddock boundary with ease. If a paddock boundary needs to be changed, this can be done at the paddock level without changing crop zone history, so records are kept intact for each year. Although Trimble Ag Software does not have a livestock management component, it does allow ways to track stock movements, grazing and income through work orders and crop zone activities by adding an other event. We're in conversation with livestock platforms about the opportunity to bolt on an offering through Trimble's open source API functionality. It is possible to record irrigation applications as well as rainfall. This can be easily accessible through the crop zone activity page by either making a task to set an irrigation event or add a rainfall or irrigation event that has already happened. These events can be seen in a chart format showing the difference between rain, irrigation, total accumulation and key crop activity dates, for example when a fertiliser has been applied. You may also be able to import past jobs if the application was supplied by a shapefile. Trimble Ag Software currently has an API with Metos by Pestle to import their soil moisture information. Other API integrations are possible, but would require other providers to be willing to develop this at their end. There are various reports available regarding crop management in Trimble Ag Software. These include complete product application reports, farm event reports, nutrient reports, gross margin reports, and a wide range of others. Chemical inventory reporting is easily done through Trimble Ag Software's Inputs and Materials Inventory Management System. Inventory management can also include silos, hay or silage on hand, and other commodities that you want to keep an inventory of. As mentioned earlier, as a geospatial platform, there is integrated mapping and drawing functionality that can help you with environmental compliance. These features mapped can also be synced with compatible in-cab displays, if they're used, to ensure easy execution of your plan or reminders for staff about key features in paddock. Trimble Ag Software has just under 14,000 farmer users on it globally. It's used by 72 industry partners. In New Zealand, this includes PGG Wrightson Seeds, Farmbrite, South Pacific Seeds, and FarmSource. Trimble Ag Software is not only a really functional farm management platform with some cool features, but it really comes into its own due to its API and connectivity functionality. This functionality means that most GPS displays, non-Trimble ones included, can be connected to Trimble Ag Software, and jobs and information wirelessly flow from between office and cab, saving time and increasing accuracy. Last year, we launched an integration with Precision Farming, which not only allows connectivity to other non-Trimble displays too, but also allows wireless data flows with MyBalance and Hawkeye for environmental reporting purposes. To learn more about Trimble Ag Software, sign up for a trial or download the app. Scan the relevant QR code on this page. If you're after more clarification on anything mentioned in this video or have questions you'd like answered, please don't hesitate to get in touch.
G'day there guys, I'm Russ Mackay from FarmIQ. I'm here to, very quickly in 10 minutes, answer some questions that have been given to us by FAR about how FarmIQ could fill the gap that ProductionWise is gonna leave for you guys here. So I'm here to sales and marketing for FarmIQ, and I'm a sheep and beef farmer in Southland. Who owns FarmIQ? These are our shareholders. So we've got Farmlands, Silver Fern Farms, Palmu, AgResearch, MSD, VetEnt. Palmu is the biggest of those shareholders, and we're very proud to be New Zealand made and designed. Our philosophy is that the farmers owns the data. and you can access it at any time, and you can download it from our report center whenever you wish. We have third-party access if you want somebody else to access your data. This is controlled by the farmer. Just under the people tab there, this could be your agronomist, your vet, or an environmental consultant, whoever you wish. And you can alter this access as well so that your, let's say, environmental consultant doesn't have access to your health and safety records, for example. In the off chance that we either go belly up or if we merge with another company, we will do our best to make sure farmers can access their data and get it out if they need to, or that it could be merged with another company. This is very unlikely, but yeah, we would do our best if that was the situation. Can you add and change units for inputs and outputs? Yes, you can at the time of recording. The example there is doing a harvest. You can select kilograms or ton or bales. And same for if you're adding stuff to your product inventory, for example. You can, if you're putting in some Roundup, you can choose either mils or litres. These are our new packs we've got here. We've just recently changed our pricing model. We were running a per stock unit basis, which is getting a bit fiddly. So we've gone to a flat rate per farm with a discount for multiple farms, as you can see there. The pack that I would recommend most, which is most akin to ProductionWise, would be that Performance Plus pack. It's got a tabular or track map integration, as well as Harvest, which is in its pilot stage. That Pro pack there, the difference between that and Performance Plus is that it has individual EID and electronic ID tag recording for Gallagher and True Test. So agronomists and advisors, they can use the third-party access. You give them access, and that's free. No additional charge. So for ProductionWise farmers, we're offering this deal here. Use that promo code FarmIQPW. You'll get a 30-day free trial. You get free setup and onboarding. And if you sign up to a Performance Plus or Pro subscription, we'll throw in a free Vislink farm map and Planner whiteboard, valued at around about $500. So you can have a crack with FarmIQ without throwing a heap of capital outlay at us, because we charge monthly and you get the first month free with no setup. You're not getting a heap of skin in the game, very minimal risk. Were we developed for arable farmers, or is this a later thought? Our original bread and butter was pastoral farming, in particular red meat. We've since made the product more suitable for pastoral and arable and mixed farming operations. Our help desk, they're bloody awesome. They're available Monday to Friday during normal business hours, based out of Wellington, but they're dotted all around the country. A lot of us work remotely. We also have very good online help and videos. We will never be a finished product. That's something we stand by. Technology is forever improving, as is farmers' needs, and we will move with those needs. An example there is showing the difference between our FarmIQ Classic app, the old app, and our new one. So in terms of fixing stuff and improving stuff, we use Agile. So every season we prioritize all the bugs and enhancements, and we decide what is the most important and most efficient to get done. So yeah, pretty much we prioritize all of our farmers reporting anything that's going wrong with the system or any improvements, and we look at that seasonally. We can import your maps. We import in the way of shape files. You can do that yourself into FarmIQ, or our support team can do that for you. If you've got KML files, they can be converted to a shape file and brought into FarmIQ. So we can bring in your ProductionWise map and put that straight into FarmIQ, as well as any tabular track map, or Hawkeye, or My Balance, yeah, whatever you've got. You can also draw in all of your layers and features and hazards. This is my farm here. I drew everything on there. So yeah, it's completely up to you what you draw in there. The data's in the cloud. We use Amazon Web Services, AWS. We have a mobile app. As I said, we're currently replacing our old app, but yes, our app's compatible with both Apple and Android. Growers can enter the data from the field. Even if you're in a valley or a gully, you don't have reception. Once you get into reception, the information you put into the mobile app, that will sync up once you're in Wi-Fi or reception. We can manage multiple crops in succession in one paddock in 1 year. The only thing I'll note is that in terms of a visual aspect, we can't show half a paddock in one crop and half a paddock in the other in different colours. But you can record it, not a problem for your record keeping. We can split and merge paddocks while maintaining paddock history, not a problem. Your tabular stuff that comes through, that's done by GPS. If you merge a paddock and split them and put them back together again, that doesn't matter. We keep that history. Livestock recording is a big part of FarmIQ, so we've 100% got that covered. We're the best in the market. So yeah, we've got that covered 100%. You can record irrigation, but you can't import it from your phone. Does it offer a way of recording soil moisture? Yes, it does. You can create measurement sites around your map and then manually record the soil moisture. We've also just set up an API link or an integration with Harvest, as I was mentioning before, but it's early days in the pilot stage, but so far so good. Can it report crop management, including all operations within the growing season? Yes. So anything you record in FarmIQ, you can export that data either from the paddock history or from our report center here, which you can see on screen. Can we show a chemical inventory? Yes, you can. So we have an inventory for chemical, feed, fertilizer, seed, and animal health treatments. We've got an inbuilt chemical product catalog, which you can select from, or if we don't have a specific chemical in that catalog, you can just create it yourself. And then when you do a chemical application onto a paddock, it does an A-B to keep your inventory up to date. Yes, we can draw your critical source areas on a map, as I was showing in the mapping side. And we've also got an inbuilt farm environment plan, and also now, as of this month, a freshwater farm plan as well. So we've got you covered 100% there. And you can give third-party access to an environmental consultant to hold your hand there. Other things of note, we're working on the ability to import your ProductionWise data, but no promises. It's very early days, but our developers are having a crack at this. Other things of note, our integrations, we've got a heap of them. So for the land side of things, we've got Tabular and TrackMap and Harvest. And then on the animal side and the finance side, we've got Nate, Gallagher, TrueTest, Figured, Silverfern Farms, Ansco, Open Country, Simlay, Medarka, and a few others thrown in there. And lastly, we have a sister product called FarmX. Now, this would be more applicable to those of you in a mixed farming operation with some pastoral farming on the side. It's a good what-if tool. So it does a biological model of your farm. Let's say you got extra feed on hand. You had a bit of a better spring than what you thought you were going to have. FarmX can tell you if you're better off buying in-store lambs or selling some baleage, just for example. Alrighty, guys, that's a real quick whirlwind tour of FarmIQ and the questions that Far sent through. Thank you very much for your time. If you're interested in FarmIQ, head along to our website, farmiq.co.nz, and we'll give our 0800 FarmIQ number a call. Tell them you're a ProductionWise farmer, and they'll give you that FarmIQ PW promo code. And yeah, we'll be keen to have you come over and have a crack with FarmIQ. Thank you very much for your time.
Looking for a better way to gauge on-farm performance? Get Trev in your toolbox to simplify the farm reporting process. Build, pair, analyse, learn and easily share info relevant to your farming operation. Your data is collected and presented so you know what's what and can make timely and informed decisions. No more fumbling around in spreadsheets. Capture all you need to know in 5 to 10 minutes a week wherever you are on any device. Choose only what you need to report on with pasture, supplement, fert, stock, compliance and more. Seamlessly pair info with industry data to gain another level of insight. No more crunching numbers from multiple spreadsheets. Trev data instantly aggregates for an overarching view no matter how many farms you have. Quickly get a handle on farm performance through a range of carefully tailored reports and dashboards, all presented in real time. Check how you're tracking against target, or take a wider lens and effortlessly compare multiple farms at hub, region or company-wide level. Invite staff, consultants, discussion groups, directors or shareholders, and take advantage of different access levels so users only see what you want them to see. With Trev, your data is your data and you're in control. Build, pair, analyse, learn and share to stay at the top of your game. Trev, because every farm needs a bloody good engine behind it.